Our first guest today is eager to speak with you all about how they got into cybersecurity and the amazing opportunities that are available through their pathways starting in high school. Jamie Kemp, welcome to Cyber Chats.
Hi.
What drew you to cybersecurity?
So first of all, it wasn't a natural bond at first. My mom had to encourage me to take a intro to programming class. And then my now teacher, Mr. Ben Darty, talked to us at the end of the school year when we were deciding classes. And he was talking about cybersecurity, and it was one of the first few years that they had it. And he was saying how it wasn't going to be like programming where you're just putting in code, and how it's this new fun idea that we had for school. So I tried it out for the first year, and I've been here ever since.
Oh my gosh. So I know we've talked about the program at your high school, and your teacher's known in the cybersecurity community also for this program. Can you kind of give some detail about, what different courses you can take and, what opportunities you have at your school?
Yeah. So the first year of cyber, you work mainly on just the broad basics of cybersecurity in general. Like you learn on different codings and then Linux and all these like basic areas of cyber. So you get like a foundation. For the next year, we're in cyber 2, you do getting your Security Plus certification throughout the whole year. And then at the end, you should be able to prepare and take that certification. And then Cyber 3, it's more open-based. For us at West, we all did getting our certified ethical hacking. And
you have a certified ethical hacking certificate?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a Security Plus certificate too? So did you take that?
No, I do not. I'm studying on that right now.
Okay. Again. You and me both, sister.
Yeah. It's just so very like in-depth sometimes in certain areas in security. And yeah, it's a lot.
I agree. Yeah.
So the first semester, all of us at West did our ethical hacking. And then at the end of the year, we got it. And now it's more open-based where you can do another class at Sinclair Community College, or you can do your own project. And for most of us who didn't get our Security Plus last year, we're getting that now and studying for it or doing home projects.
Are you working on a home project?
No, I'm not. I think someone in my class is he's planning on doing a mailbox. So making his like own, like getting his mail and all that.
Oh,
yeah.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. That's a pretty cool project.
Yeah.
What a great idea for somebody else to try.
I know. I was like, I'll study right now.
So
and then,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And then in April, we will get, where we have everyone come in and basically we do a brag sheet and we say what we've done through our like 3 years and promote ourselves to everyone.
That's a good plan to have, like to make sure that you have everything listed out. I think definitely as a high schooler, I didn't even think some of the things that I did were like, oh, that's not even meaningful, but it's really helpful that you have that. What experience, if you don't mind me asking, have you gained from being a part of this program? I thought you said that you've done some outside of school work, correct?
Yeah. So I did an internship last semester at UC, University of Cincinnati, with their CCSP, so Center of Cyber Strategy and Policy.
Wow. Okay.
And it's more the politics side of it. So they like seeing in with the government and seeing how they intertwined and like what overlaps with day-to-day cyber workspaces and then government cyber workspaces and what they see and what we can do to protect. And I helped with 2 events. And then we also, one of the events was a blue team versus red team, where we had volunteers of blue team come in on like a virtual machine and try to protect this like village and county. And then the red team was trying to attack it. And I was in the white cell, so I could like oversee everything. It was a lot of fun.
That is super fun. What a great experience that you got to have. I know that you are the WESIS president at your school. And just so everybody knows, WESIS stands for Women in Cybersecurity. And they also say it sounds like We Sisters.
Yeah.
So what does that mean, being the We Sis president at your school?
So I help give the ideas, and I talk with my vice president mainly on what we're going to plan for each month on basics for our group. Usually we're trying more on like not just having people and talking to other WESIS members, but also give them tools. So this end of this month, we're going to do a resume building since internships are coming up, and get them prepared and ready for them. So we're not struggling, because obviously resumes are a big deal in the internship part of it. And then we recently talked to members of the Women in Cybersecurity Club at UC in what they are doing and what they would say we should get prepared for in college, and like what computer and all those basic things where some of us don't know what to do.
Right, exactly. That's such meaningful experience.
Yeah.
And like, it's great to have that sort of mentorship relationship. Mm-hmm. What have you learned, I guess, overall, what would be the biggest lesson that you've learned from WESIS or being a part of this group?
Always to reach out, and having someone like in a small role is so meaningful, just to reach out and be like, what would you do in this scenario? Or like, have you heard of any internships at your job? And all these little things.
So like basic networking and like really putting the, I say networking, but we're not talking about networks per se. We're talking about people, connections. Are you attending, speaking of connections, are you attending the WESIS conference? Because I know students were able to attend first. Are you going?
Yes, I am actually.
You lucky duck.
Yeah. So they had a scholarship type thing where you would fill out like your reasonings for going and everything like that. So me and the other cybersecurity teacher, Miss Walker, we're both going down to it. So that'll be really fun.
Seats booked up so fast, and I was left out in the cold here, Jamie. So I'm really excited for you. That's so awesome that you guys are going to be able to go. One of the questions on everyone's mind in the cyber community is, how do we draw more women and girls into cyber, right? Even WESIS is currently dedicating a whole research effort to discovering obstacles to girls and women, and really going in depth to understand why we can't get more of them in the career field. How do you think we could draw more girls to cybersecurity?
I think it's, first off, stopping the stigma of boys are with computers at a young age, and that they are with video games, because I know a struggle for myself in getting into it was like, I'm not a computer person because I haven't been like doing these video games and had a computer at the young age. So that part of it, because I'm still worrying about computers because I don't have one myself. I only have my computer issued from school, which is a big important thing, obviously. And then also some of the classes are very open-ended, which personally for me at sometimes is a struggle, because sometimes you need a little bit more structuring. And I think there's a lot of material out there that like Professor Messer, who has like videos on certain ideas and in-depth analysis that really help people.
Yes, to me, it seems like one way to get more girls and other underrepresented groups, of course, into tech careers is to kind of require that they take, tech classes in high school, or even more rigorous tech classes. I know when I started, like the one class you could take, it was called Computer Science 1. It was typing and word processing, which is not computer science in my view, or the view of the tech space, I don't think. So do you think everyone should be taking a class in cybersecurity?
I don't think everyone necessarily needs to, but if you have even a teeny tiny bit of like wonder of tech at all, of computers, I think you should take it, just to see if there is any interest at all for you. I do think in the future it will become something that you need to take, which I think is a good thing, since the users are one of the biggest threats to their own like devices. So
exactly. It's about the person behind the screen. You know, you can click on whatever you want and you will face the consequences of those actions. So you're a senior.
Yes, I am.
So moving forward, what are you drawn to with cyber? You mentioned, you know, with your internship, it was working a lot more on the policy sort of side. Are you drawn to that, or do you want to do more of a technical? You mentioned that you also have experience with ethical hacking. Mm-hmm. Those seem in contrast of each other. Yes. So what's kind of, what are you thinking about going forward?
I think I really do like the management side, but I do also like being behind the computer. So it's one of those things where I think if I was behind the computer, I would want to be more of a purple team. So with blue and red and working on defending and protecting. But if I was on management, I would want to overlook both of those. So it's just whatever position type thing, you know.
So you're really open-minded moving forward. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, that's what college is for, you know, see what area.
Well, you can have much different experiences moving forward, right? I think maybe what you're thinking is like, as you mentioned with, you know, cybersecurity classes, and to everybody else, you know, try it and see. Yeah. You could do the same thing at the next level. So, follow your own advice, Jamie. You have good advice. And speaking of good advice, you were a student panelist.
Yes, I was.
Nice K-12. And you had great insight to offer about your cyber experiences. So if you knew about the field of cybersecurity, you didn't have to be persuaded, let's say. If you knew about it sooner, or you could somehow, you know, go and talk to your younger self, what would you say to your past self? Or what would you wish that you knew?
I would wish myself to open up YouTube and look at any cyber video I could get my hands on and start early and get at least a little bit of info in beforehand. Because obviously I learned a ton in my classes, but having extra material that I have already would have been great.
Awesome. Trying to think if there's another topic we should touch on. Oh, here we go. How in general has cybersecurity, you know, being a part of WESIS, doing these internships, you're in your senior year, how has all of this helped you grow as a leader?
It's helped me grow in the sense where now I'm not worried about having control in a room, and I'm not worried about making these big steps like going to college and all these movements in my life. And also having building blocks of support all around me now in WESIS.
So you feel confident that you can like move forward in all these big changes, even though all these things are changing, you feel more, do you feel like you're confident in who you are?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome that it's become a part of your identity. Like, that's amazing. We are so thrilled you could speak with us on Cyber Chats today. And we wish you a thrilling career moving forward.
Thank you very much.